The storm is getting worse. John hesitated at first, torn between his instinct to protect his family and the urgency in Keanu's voice. Seeing John's uncertainty, Keanu reached out, grabbing hold of John's shoulder firmly. "We'll make it, trust me." That trust ignited something powerful in John. He nodded sharply and ushered his family outside. With the wind howling around them like a freight train, Keanu led them away from the house. The landscape was a chaotic whirlwind of fallen branches and flying debris that made every step perilous. That he urged them to stay low but move quickly, navigating toward a nearby storm cellar that would offer sanctuary. As they neared their destination, just when it appeared they would make it to safety, a sharp whistle of wind caught Keanu's attention. That he turned to ensure everyone was following close behind and felt a surge of determination flood through him. Whatever the cost, he would protect this family and lead them through the storm together. In the aftermath of the tornado, Willow Creek was unrecognizable. The once charming streets, lined with welcoming shops and family homes, were now strewn with twisted metal, shattered glass, and uprooted trees. The storm had left a profound imprint on the landscape, a visceral reminder of nature's power, with many houses reduced to rubble and entire blocks left in disarray. As dawn broke slowly over the devastated town, the silence was punctured by sirens wailing as emergency crews rushed to assess the damage and offer aid. Yet amidst the destruction, signs of resilience emerged. Groups of neighbors came together, clearing debris and searching for survivors, their spirits undeterred by despair as they quickly organized into makeshift rescue teams. The Johnson family emerged from their storm cellar shaken but alive, thanks to Keanu's courageous actions that fateful day. Their house had suffered some damage but remained standing. As they stepped outside into the chaos, Sarah held her children close, gratitude flooding through her. While many were not as fortunate as them, they had survived and were together. While feelings of shock washed over them, John took a deep breath and turned to his family. "We may need to rebuild, but we will do it together," he said with an unwavering resolve that resonated with their collective strength. Keanu joined them shortly after, his presence a calming relief amid the chaos. In that moment of shared struggle and survival, Tara looked around at her neighbors and realized that even in devastation, Willow Creek would rise again, a testament to unity against adversity that no storm could diminish. In the days following the tornado, the impact of Keanu Reeves' heroic actions resonated deeply within the community of Willow Creek. His selflessness in the face of danger had not only saved the Johnson family but had also inspired a wave of courage and solidarity among the residents. People began to share stories of that fateful day, recounting how his presence turned fear into hope and chaos into a collective effort to survive. As neighbors gathered to clean up debris and help those less fortunate, Keanu's bravery became a symbol of resilience. The town's spirit thrived on his example. Individuals who might have hesitated in crisis stepped forward, ready to lend a hand. Whether it was organizing relief efforts or simply checking in on one another, the community transformed into a web of support, embodying the very essence of heroism that Keanu had demonstrated. Reflecting on his actions, many realized that true heroism isn't just about grand gestures. It's about responding to the needs of others when it matters most. Keanu's willingness to run toward danger rather than away from it encouraged others to confront their fears and stand together in adversity. In this small town, where lives were forever altered by the storm, a newfound appreciation for community emerged, one rooted in compassion and courage. As they rebuilt their homes and lives, residents carried with them an unshakable belief that even in the darkest moments, acts of bravery could ignite hope and foster unity, reminding them all that they were never truly alone. As the dust settled over Willow Creek, the scars left by the tornado bore witness to both devastation and resilience. The heartfelt actions of Keanu Reeves had illuminated a critical truth: heroism often flourishes in the darkest of times. His bravery not only saved lives but also sparked a collective spirit within the community, reinforcing the bonds of family and friendship that define the heart of any town. In the wreckage, neighbors who once greeted each other with casual waves now stood shoulder to shoulder, digging through debris and offering solace. The families like the Johnsons emerged from their experiences stronger than before, united by the turmoil they endured together. Their shared hopes for recovery and rebuild became a powerful mantra echoing throughout Willow Creek. The story of Keanu's unwavering spirit serves as a profound reminder that courage does not always manifest in grand gestures. Sometimes, it is found in quiet acts of kindness, selflessness, and the willingness to stand up for others when needed most. Every person who stepped forward to help embodied this tenet of heroism. A lesson reinforced in the hearts of those who witnessed it firsthand. As Willow Creek began to heal, its residents carried with them an unshakable hope for the future. They understood that while nature can unleash chaos, their strength as a community could forge a path toward renewal. Together, they reaffirmed their commitment to family and compassion, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead, embodying the enduring power of unity amidst adversity. Ignoring the howling winds and swirling debris, he sprinted toward the heart of the storm, driven by a courageous resolve that seemed to transcend mere instinct. Each step felt heavier as the winds whipped around him, but his focus remained sharp. He needed to help. His heart raced not out of fear for himself, but for those who might be trapped or in need of rescue. As he neared the edge of town, he spotted a group of stranded neighbors huddled beneath a large tree, their faces painted with panic and uncertainty. Without hesitation, Keanu called out to them, urging them to come with him to safety. The wind howled louder, but his voice cut through the chaos like a beacon of hope. In that moment, Keanu became not just an onlooker but a force of reassurance and bravery, a reminder that even in the darkest hours, courage could shine through. His unwavering resolve would soon lead him into the storm's eye, where he would confront unimaginable challenges head-on to save those who needed him most. In the dim light of their basement, the Johnson family huddled together, the storm's fury echoing around them. Despite the sounds of destruction above, a moment of quiet settled as they sensed something extraordinary happening outside. Jake, who had been trying to keep up a brave front, noticed a figure moving against the backdrop of the swirling chaos. Keanu Reeves, running toward the danger instead of away from it. At first, disbelief washed over them. Is that? Emma whispered, her voice trembling. Sarah instinctively pulled her children closer as fear replaced admiration. He shouldn't be out there, it's too dangerous, she exclaimed, wrestling with the urge to call him back. Yet, as they watched Keanu urge others to safety and see his unwavering determination in the face of the storm, a flicker of hope ignited within them. John clenched his fists, torn between fear for the man who had so bravely chosen to act and admiration for his courage. Look at him, John said, his voice a mix of awe and concern. He's trying to help. The realization that someone was willing to risk their life for others infused them with a sense of resolve. As they witnessed Keanu rallying those in peril, the Johnsons felt a surge of communal spirit enveloping them. In that basement, amidst their own fears and uncertainties, they found comfort in knowing that courage existed in unlikely places. This realization sparked a determination within them. If he could face the storm head-on, they could find the strength to endure whatever lay ahead. Together. As Keanu Reeves pressed forward into the maelstrom, the world around him transformed into a surreal nightmare of swirling debris and deafening noise. The wind howled like a banshee, tearing at his clothes and threatening to knock him off his feet. Trees bent dangerously low, and pieces of roofing flew past like deadly projectiles. Yet, with every step, he felt an unwavering resolve driving him forward, a determination not just to survive but to become a lifeline for those in danger. Each moment felt like an eternity as he navigated the chaotic scene. Visibility was almost non-existent. Heavy rain lashed against his face, stinging like needles, but amid the turmoil, he focused on his goal, reaching the Johnson family and ensuring their safety. He had spotted their home from a distance before the storm worsened, and now it was a beacon of purpose amidst the chaos. With every ounce of strength, Keanu pushed onward through the rushing wind and debris that threatened to consume him. He shouted out to anyone who could hear him, guiding stranded neighbors towards safety while scanning for any sign of the Johnsons. As he moved closer to their house, the ground shook beneath him, a stark reminder of nature's unrestrained power. Finally reaching their street, he saw their home battered but still standing. The sight filled him with hope amid despair. He knew they were still inside, channeling everything within him, courage and commitment alike. Keanu sprinted toward the shelter of their basement door, ready to confront whatever lay ahead in his quest to save them from the storm's wrath. As Keanu reached the battered door of the Johnsons' home, his heart raced, aware that time was slipping away. He called out their names through the chaos, his voice barely audible over the storm's fury. John, Sarah, Emma, Jake. The door creaked open slightly, revealing Sarah's frightened face peering out from behind the frame. Get inside, we need to move, Keanu shouted urgently, an instinct taking over as he assessed the situation. He could see debris swirling dangerously close, and with every second that passed, the threat grew ever more imminent. With quick thinking, he motioned for them to follow him. We can't stay here. He had always found solace in places like Willow Creek, where life moved at a gentle pace, and genuine connections flourished among neighbors. Strolling through the charming streets, Keanu admired the local shops adorned with colorful signs and friendly storefronts that he stopped by a small cafe, exchanging smiles with locals as he savored a cup of coffee while reading a book on the patio. The warmth of the community enveloped him, and he appreciated how people shared stories and laughter, all while embracing their surroundings. But as he sat there, he couldn't shake the feeling that something was off that day, an electrical charge in the air that hinted at an impending shift. That he noticed families bustling about with an unusual urgency. Glancing nervously at the sky above, pushing aside his unease, Keanu decided to explore further, hoping to soak up more of Willow Creek's charm before nightfall. Little did he know that his presence in this serene town would soon become pivotal in an unfolding crisis. As the tornado warning echoed through the streets and chaos began to ripple through the community, Keanu felt an instinctual pull towards something greater than himself, a call to action that would test his character in ways he had never anticipated. As the tornado warning blared through their home, the Johnson family sprang into action, a mixture of fear and determination igniting their adrenaline. John hurried to gather essential supplies, flashlights, bottled water, and blankets, while Sarah directed Emma and Jake to grab their favorite toys and secure important documents. Though their hearts raced, they worked in harmony, the urgency of the situation bringing them closer together. With each passing moment, anxiety hung thick in the air. Emma clutched her stuffed bear tightly, her wide eyes betraying her apprehension, while Jake tried to mask his fear with bravado, insisting they would be fine. Sensing the emotional turmoil within her children, Sarah knelt beside them, her voice steady as she reassured them. "We've prepared for this before, we know what to do." She emphasized that they were a team, reinforcing the bonds that had always held them together. As they retreated to the basement, John cast a lingering glance outside at the darkening sky. The once familiar neighborhood now felt eerie under the shadows of encroaching storms. In that cramped space filled with memories, boxes of holiday decorations and old family photos, the family huddled close, sharing stories and laughing lightly to ease the tension. Together, they faced the unknown as a unit. Recognizing that whatever lay ahead, they would confront it together. This unwavering spirit of togetherness bolstered their resolve even amidst the chaos brewing outside. Suddenly, the world outside erupted into chaos as the tornado touched down on the outskirts of Willow Creek. The once calm atmosphere was shattered by the deafening roar of wind and debris, drowning out the frantic sounds of the emergency sirens that blared relentlessly through the town. Windows rattled, doors slammed shut, and families poured into their basements or sought refuge wherever they could find it. The streets were filled with confusion as neighbors hurried to help one another, their faces etched with panic and urgency. Some carried children, while others grabbed pets, desperately searching for safety. A father shouted for his wife from across the street, his voice barely cutting through the cacophony of nature's fury. In that moment, unity became essential. People shouted warnings to each other, guiding those who were unsure of where to go amidst the turmoil. Back in the Johnsons' basement, they could hear the storm's wrath battering against their home. Thunderous bangs and crashing sounds reverberated around them. Emma buried her face in her mother's arms while Jake tried to stay brave, but even he couldn't hide his trembling hands. Sarah whispered reassurances, attempting to shield her children from the fear that hung in the air like smoke. Outside, trees were uprooted and debris swirled wildly in a vortex of destruction. It was a terrifying spectacle that reminded everyone that nature's power was not to be underestimated. As their hearts raced with dread, an unshakable realization took hold. They had to rely on each other more than ever as they faced this unexpected nightmare together. As the tornado wreaked havoc in Willow Creek, Keanu Reeves watched the chaos unfold from a nearby street corner. His instincts kicking in, the sight of families struggling against the storm's fury ignited an urgent sense of duty within him. Though he was just a visitor, he felt an unexplainable connection to the community and its people, compelling him to act. With determination etched across his face, Keanu made a split-second decision. He couldn't stand idly by while others were in danger. In the heart of America, nestled among sprawling fields and dotted with quaint houses, lay the small town of Willow Creek. This Midwest gem was a place where time seemed to slow down, a community where neighbors knew each other by name and children played freely in the streets. The landscape was marked by its charming local shops, family-owned diners, and a vibrant town square that served as the gathering place for seasonal festivals and picnics. Yet, despite its idyllic appearance, Willow Creek was notorious for its unpredictable weather. The sky could shift from a bright blue to ominous gray within moments, often catching residents off guard. Tornadoes were an ever-present threat during storm season, and local families had learned to respect the power of nature while cherishing their bonds with one another. They prepared for rough weather together, forming plans to ensure everyone stayed safe during emergencies. This particular afternoon began like any other, with residents enjoying their routines. Laughter echoed through backyards as families grilled on patios and kids played catch in the street. But as clouds began to swirl overhead, an unsettling energy filled the air. Whispers of impending storms circulated among neighbors, an all-too-familiar reminder that they must remain vigilant against nature's whims. As the atmosphere shifted dramatically, life in Willow Creek hung in a precarious balance between tranquility and chaos, unwittingly preparing for an extraordinary tale of courage that was about to unfold. In the heart of Willow Creek lived the Johnson family, a typical Midwestern household whose lives were woven together by love, laughter, and shared dreams. John and Sarah, both in their early 30s, had built a modest home filled with cherished memories. With two energetic children, Emma and Jake, their days were a whirlwind of soccer practices, school projects, and family movie nights. They often found joy in simple pleasures, baking cookies on weekends or tending to their small garden in the backyard. However, life wasn't without its struggles. John worked long hours at a local manufacturing plant, often overtime, to provide for his family, while Sarah balanced her part-time job at the diner with managing the household. Despite the challenges they faced, the Johnsons remained optimistic and resilient. They supported each other through tough times, sharing hopes for a brighter future where they could afford a bigger home and give their children opportunities to thrive. On this particular afternoon, as ominous clouds gathered overhead, the family had just finished an impromptu barbecue in their backyard, enjoying laughter and playful banter. The warmth of the sun lingered for just a moment longer, but an uneasy feeling settled in as they glanced up at the shifting sky. Little did they know that this day would test their courage and determination in ways they never imagined, forcing them to rely on each other more than ever before. As the Johnson family finished their meal, the tranquility of the afternoon was abruptly shattered by the piercing sound of the emergency sirens. The local weather station had issued a tornado warning, and the urgency in the broadcast was palpable. Reports streamed in about a massive storm system moving swiftly toward Willow Creek, capable of producing violent tornadoes with little warning. The ominous message crackled through radios and cell phones alike. Residents were urged to seek shelter. Immediately, outside, the sky transformed into a dark, foreboding canvas. Heavy clouds churned menacingly, swirling in shades of deep gray and black, while winds picked up intensity, bending trees and rustling leaves in a frantic dance. A palpable tension gripped the town as neighbors rushed to their basements or gathered emergency supplies, hearts pounding in unison with the throaty growl of thunder that echoed ominously overhead. In homes throughout Willow Creek, families huddled together, some clutching flashlights and blankets, others frantically scanning social media for updates. The familiar sounds of laughter and warmth quickly gave way to anxiety and fear as uncertainty settled in. Children whispered questions about what was happening, while parents tried to reassure them, struggling to mask their own apprehension. The impending storm loomed large, not just in the skies above but also in the hearts of those who awaited its fury, unaware of how deeply it would impact their lives. As the storm clouds loomed ominously over Willow Creek, a stranger made his way into town, blissfully unaware of the brewing danger. Keanu Reeves had chosen this quaint spot for a brief retreat, seeking solitude and the simplicity of small-town life.